everyone, and welcome to the Intern Whisper Live. I'm Jason Pride.
This is Khalil.
This is Matt.
This is Isabella. Our show is featuring an intern tonight, a previous intern, Ashley Miranda. She's our guest, and she is a program specialist at Valencia College. A reminder to our listeners, you can call us live on the air. The phone number is 407-582-2906. I would really love to see somebody call us tonight. You can also chat with us online through Intern Pursuit's Facebook live chat.
Coming up this episode of Intern Whisper Live, hashtag What I Learned Stories, Family, Society, Coloring Conversations Promotion, and the Wild Card Wednesday.
Okay, back to me. So, I was trying to make a correction on the show notes. So, how do people find us? You can look for us on Pivot Business Consulting's Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram pages. You can find us on Intern Pursuit's Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram pages, and YouTube. We both have YouTube there. Intern Pursuit's game page is also on Facebook and Twitter, and you can listen to us live on mixlr.com/Valencia College Radio. Follow the Intern Whisperer, and live on Intern Pursuit Facebook page. And you can call us again live on the air, 407-582-2906, and you can chat with us online.
For our first sponsor, we'd like to thank Florida Patient Association, whose mission is to bring support and services to patients in the state of Florida. If you have not received the help and support you need from injury in the healthcare industry, contact Florida Patient Association for guidance on your rights. Thank you, Florida Patient Association, for sponsoring the Intern Whisper Live.
Tonight's guest is Ashley Miranda. She is a former intern with Kids Beating Cancer and Pivot Business Consulting. She is working here at Valencia College as a program specialist. She attended both Valencia College and UCF. She acquired her AA in sociology and her BA in sociology with a minor in business. On our show, we will talk about what I learned during your internship, innovations in being a part of a large family, growing up Hispanic, and inspiring leaders.
Okay, so Ashley Miranda, what is a program specialist?
So a program specialist, at least I'll explain more of a description of what I do. So I am the program specialist for an organization here at Valencia College. It's at the Osceola campus. It's called Valencia Ambassadors. So we are a group of UCF and Valencia students that go out to high schools, elementary schools to encourage students of all ages to go to college. Yes, even elementary school. It doesn't matter how young you are.
Wow, they start early.
Yes, they do. Yeah, it's never too early. It's never too late to get an education and learn about college. So as a program specialist, I run the program. I am in charge of all the ambassadors, making sure that they have their schedule, their hours done. We do events as well. So I'm always organizing and preparing events that we do on campus and off campus as well.
So what kind of events do you do? I'm curious.
Yeah.
And how is that different between elementary school versus, I could see high school, but elementary
yes.
school?
So in elementary school and middle schools, we do more of interactive presentations. So we do more of games, more simple information about college, not just Valencia, but any university. And then with high school, we go more in detail. So we talk about financial aid, residency, application, more of like helping them to actually go into college. So that's the difference. But other events that we do tabling events to recruit more ambassadors. We're actually in the hiring process now. So we do tabling events, and then we even started a mentorship program this summer in elementary school. So 5th and 6th graders. Mm-hmm.
I like the tabling event. So I would like to know, how can I table as Intern Pursuit over there at the college? Can you even hook me up that way?
Yes, I can.
Awesome.
I have some people in student development. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. We'll have to talk about that a little bit later on. So I know that you interned with Pivot, and you and I had interned together.
Yeah.
But tell us about the client that you worked with and what you learned from that internship.
So at Kids Beating Cancer, I was...
You were with Pivot, though. I want to know the...
Oh, with Pivot or
Yeah.
the before?
let's do the one with Pivot
With
first.
Pivot, okay.
Yeah, and then we'll do kids beating cancer.
Yes. Well, with Pivot, I definitely learned a lot more. So in Pivot, I was a social media intern, and I was in charge of two different companies in creating their social outputs and distribution. So I worked a lot with Isabella, and you taught me how to use Canva, which I still use it now actually for my job, using Hootsuite and other social media distribution websites. So that was a great experience.
You learned how to
learning
do
all those things.
hashtags, so we went
Which
to
I still
hashtag
use.
stuff. Yeah, okay. And so your clients were Amazon Vision Ministries?
Yes.
And what did you do there?
So with Amazon Vision Ministries, I created their social media outposts. I had different distributions every day, and Isabella taught me how to categorize every social media outputs using the hashtag, making sure that I have great captions so that we can get more engagement in the social media. And then I even worked with another company for Details Flowers, which I also did the same task and responsibilities with that company.
So just so you guys know, she had to create an image. She did that in Canva. She also had to find images that the client gave her and then match them up. She helped with creating the content that went out for the client.
And the hashtags. I had to look up a lot of different hashtags
That trended.
Trend
to
hashtags.
actually pull people in.
Yes.
And then she was creating the analytical reports for the client too.
Yep.
So it was quite a bit that she had to do, and she got to work directly with the client also there.
Yes.
And I think you even wrote an article. I think it was for Details Flowers.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm. So I helped write the article for Details Flowers, but even with Amazon Vision Ministries, I feel like I had more of an engagement with them because we would be in the conferences and talk to them and get more of their personal input into how they want their social media distributions.
So what did you do with Kids Beating Cancer? And I'm going to move your
Yeah.
microphone closer.
Sure.
Okay.
In Kids Beating Cancer, I was also a social media intern. However, I had less tasks to do, but it was just as beneficial and rewarding because I also did the social media outputs for the nonprofit organization, and we also did fundraising events. So I worked in creating a car wash event that was able to raise enough money to then assist the families and the kids who are fighting cancer at the Florida hospital. Mm-hmm.
Kids Beating Cancer, that's not the same as Cannonball Kids? Right?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I know that the focus is on cancer. Cannonball Kids, they actually help parents that have children that have cancer get into clinical trial studies so that it actually will save the life of the child, because these children are like stage 3, and they're young. They're like 2 years old, 3, 4, and 5. They're very young. And then Kids Beating Cancer, how are they different? I don't know that one.
They focus more on transplants, so they have their own area at the Florida hospital, and that's what we focus on. So we, Kids Beating Cancer assists with their financially. So they give them money for food, for any bills that they have to pay. And we even decorate the kids' room, so we make it more comfortable for them. We actually had one kid who wanted everything Ninja Turtles, so we decorated his whole room with Ninja Turtles, pillowcases, blankets, stuffed animals, all of it.
Very nice. Yeah.
So how did you manage to transition from being like an intern to what you do with Valencia as a program specialist?
Well, as a program specialist for the organization, we actually just began our Instagram page. We opened it this year, and we already have 100 followers, which we were excited about. So I use all that learning skills and abilities that I learned from Isabella and Kids Beating Cancer to create the social media outputs for our organization. But then also just being a leader. I think Isabella gave me the confidence of being able to lead other students and help them grow professionally. So the same way that Isabella taught me how to do my resume for when I applied is the same thing that I do for my ambassadors as well.
Cool. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So you were talking. I want to go kind of go backwards here a little bit. How did you get the position as a program specialist?
So I was a Valencia ambassadors for almost 2 years before I got this position. I started at Valencia 2014. And I started working there as a student leader. So, getting paid minimum wage, but getting the most rewarding satisfaction of seeing students who come into Valencia and apply and get everything done, and then you see them succeeding in their class afterwards. And so through my years at Valencia, I got experience. I get to network with other individuals that I learned from Isabella, and then also Xavier, which is my mentor. He helped me network with individuals.
Xavier
I do.
Humphrey
Yes.
at Osceola campus. He's great.
He is
really
amazing.
Good,
He
yes.
is still my mentor now. And I'm always asking him questions, no matter what. Every time, Xavier, I need your help. And he's always there for me. But I then began the Valencia Ambassadors my first year at Valencia, and then they were hiring for this position, and we didn't even have to apply for it. We just had an interview, a few ambassadors of us, and then when I did my interview, I did a business plan, which was the first thing that I had to do when I applied for my internship at Pivot Business Consulting. So that's what I did to bring into my interview, and I think that's what caught their attention, that I had a whole set plan of what I wanted the Valencia Ambassador program to go to, and I guess that caught their attention, and they hired me.
That sounds pretty cool.
What do you think is most challenging about making a business plan?
I think the most challenging is making sure that the events, at least for my position, when I was planning the events that I wanted the ambassadors to execute, I had to make sure that it was very detailed. I had every plan set out, making sure that what was the purpose, budgeting, how we were going to engage students into the program. So I think that was the most difficult, making the full plan detailed, everything one by one.
Interesting. What advice would you give other college students that are looking for an internship?
So, as you all know, as I just said previously, I go to school. So one thing I always tell college students is to network, to get involved on campus, because that is the only way that you will be able to succeed in your career path. If it's not, and a quote that I always say, it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you. You know, you might know a lot of people, but are you putting yourself out there? Are you networking with other individuals? Are you letting them know your masterpiece and how great you are in what you do? And then that's how you can get further in your career.
That's some really good advice.
Yeah.
What encouraged you for going for this particular career?
So I actually wanted to be a physical therapist first, and then so a completely different career. And then I took my first sociology class here at Valencia, and I fell in love with learning about society and culture and the different norms and how every individual is influenced by everything around them. And I wanted to learn more about that, learn more about how I can help individuals in the community, which is always something that I always wanted to do. I always want to help others. So I knew that getting my degree in sociology can help me understand individuals and people in society and help me help them more.
Oh, wow. That's pretty awesome.
What would you say is your career goal?
My career goal, I guess my least, more possible career goal would be to continue moving my way up in Valencia and continue helping more students in the community. Right now, we only focus in Osceola County. So then I'm hoping that we go ahead and spread out more to Lake Nona, to the Orlando area here at East Campus. And I would say my higher up there goal would be to start a nonprofit organization for orphanage children, but specifically in Nicaragua, which is where I'm from, just because there's a lot of homeless kids over there and a lot of need. So
you're really big on family, and let me know if I'm wrong, but you also have a big family as well, right?
I do. I have 16 cousins and 7 aunts and uncles.
Wow. Tell me what's it like living in a big family like that.
It's honestly amazing. I think having so many cousins around the same age and having that support system, we were all in the same high school together at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there was 7 of us in high school at the same time. And I think that just made us be closer with each other and be able to help each other out in like what we wanted to do. We were always there for each other no matter what.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
wow.
Do you have any like funny stories growing up with a big family like that?
Yeah, so well, my cousins are all really close, and when we were younger, we used to embarrassing story, and if they hear this later on, well, oh well. But we used to actually mimic the Michael Jackson music videos. So we would like wear the hats and do the dance move. We will all each take turns and like pick a we'll all pick a character from a video show and then just mimic their dance moves.
What was your favorite Michael Jackson music video?
Oh my god, I want to say the one where it says like Annie, are you okay? That one would be my favorite.
Okay.
Just because it's more action and like it's like everywhere, like the whole video is like we're all moving around, and it was funny mimicking it with my cousins.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I can definitely see that because you're a very active person, and it seems like even as a kid you're very active.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a question about, like, since you studied sociology, I was wondering, what do you think would be some reasonable changes that you would like to see happen in our society?
I want to say what I want to see a change in is equality and just more peace and love with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Me working as a program specialist and then engaging with like individuals of all ages, because I work with kids, but then I also work with adults, and I work with Hispanics and white and black. It doesn't matter what racism, what culture, what religion you come from. It's all about how we're all helping each other, you know, sustain ourselves in this society and continue growing and doing what we love to do. And so I want to see people be more engaged with each other and continue helping each other reach their goals instead of kind of just, you know, that conflict between each other.
Yeah. Wow. I love the fact that you're so open-minded with everything, and then how involved you are with the community and everything. That's amazing. I wish more people were like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if you mentioned it already. Were you born and raised in Nicaragua? Or?
I was not born and raised. Both my parents, which shout out to them because they're probably watching. Both my parents moved from Nicaragua here. I was actually born in Miami, and then at 9 years old, you're from Miami.
I'm
too?
from Miami. I'm from Hialeah.
Oh. Well, I was born in Opaloca, but I was raised in Wynwood, which is now
Okay.
where like the Wynwood Arts and like the beautiful places are. But I was raised in and born in Miami, and then moved here when I was 9. My dad wanted to give us a better life because, you know, Miami is not as nice as Orlando is. So my dad worked really hard in moving our family here, and yeah, and then I've been living here the rest of my life. I do go back to Nicaragua a lot. So I have all of my dad's family side over there and all of my mom's side over here.
Have you ever done any missionary trips to Nicaragua?
I haven't, but every time I go visit there, I try to like go around and see what I can do with like at least where my grandparents live and my aunt and uncles. You know, be more engaging with all my family there.
Oh, that's really good.
But it would be nice if I could do a missionary trip there.
Yeah. So who would you say is like your most influential person in your life?
My most influential person has to be my dad. I am a very big family person. My dad, like I said, he's always worked hard for me and my sisters. You know, he moved here to Orlando just to give us a better life, and he's the one who has always pushed me to keep going. And he is the reason why I continue working for my career and, you know, being able to grow.
Wow.
Yeah, her family, really, they are so tight. I follow them on Facebook, and her parents are very, very supportive of not only her, but, you know, the siblings. And you can just definitely tell how proud he is. Like every
He
single
definitely
post he
is.
puts out there. Oh my gosh, he is crazy for his kids.
Yeah. I'm the youngest one. I have 2 older sisters, and so I'm the baby, and I look just like him when I was younger. So I am his exact twin.
Yeah. And if you ask, because I had asked her this question, I said, "Where's your mom?" You know, her mom keeps a real low profile.
Yeah, my mom doesn't like taking much pictures. So like you would see a few pictures of her on my Facebook pages, mainly on like holidays and birthdays, just because she really does not like taking
I can
pictures.
relate to that.
Yeah, and she doesn't have social media either. My dad does so. My dad is always posting about us, like Isabella said. So.
Definitely. Yeah.
So how has your family like supported you in your journey with like college internships? Are they still living in Miami and you just
No,
left?
so both my parents live here. I
Okay.
do live on my own now, but my dad is always there. He's always asking me if I ever need anything, just to let him know. Like when a car breaks down, I was, Dad, I need you. And no matter what, he'll still be there. But when I did live at home, and even now, like my dad has always been the one to push me in continuing my education, and he has helped me financially, emotionally, and just in every way possible that he can help me with. He has helped me to be able to continue my education here at Valencia, and then when I transferred to UCF as well.
That's pretty sweet. Your family's
Yeah.
That's
very
amazing.
supportive.
Yeah, even when I didn't have money for books, he was there to give me some and be able to
wow.
buy it.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good though. Your family's super supportive. You guys are all super tight,
Definitely.
and that's like one of the best ways to succeed in life is having people have your back and help pick you up when you're down. So that's
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I guess that's where my mom comes. My mom is more of the emotional support. She's always like there, like, yes, you can do it, keep going, like it's okay. Like it's just another obstacle that you have to go through.
So your sisters, did they go to college also?
My sister is currently one of my sisters is currently at UCF. The oldest one did not continue on to college, but I will be the first one to graduate in between of all those three. I'll be
That's
graduating
cool.
in December.
Yeah, and not everybody has to go to college to be able to achieve their goals. I know a lot of people that are, I think, technically book smart. I mean, I could put them up against anybody that had gone to college. My mom is one of those people. I would put her up against anybody that is really well read, and I know she could hold any type of a conversation with them, and it would be engaging and intellectually stimulating. She's a high school graduate, so college doesn't necessarily, it's not for everybody, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's also a place where people like to go and explore and be able to just see what's out there in the world, and it's just a different set of values and
Yeah.
priorities, and
Different paths
Yeah.
that everyone has, and
not
I
one
definitely
is
agree.
any more right than the other.
Yep, exactly.
I definitely want to say that, and even on the side of education, I
Yeah.
Yeah.
want to say, yeah,
That definitely helps. But it's, you don't need college to accomplish.
No,
like,
you really
you're-
because we have so much that's accessible to us online. You can take free classes like through colleges. You can audit them, and it means that you may not have the official degree, but you would definitely have all of the knowledge. So it really kind of depends if you're looking for the validation that comes with having
Yeah.
either
Yeah.
a degree or a certificate or something that's behind it. And some people are extremely driven, and they go, I don't even need that, and they just launch right off, and
Yeah.
it's for 4 years faster for them.
Yeah. Sometimes
yeah.
experience might be even more than education. I worked in the career center one time when, at one point in my Valencia career path, I was actually the support specialist for the career center, and we would have students come in who had already degrees, but they had no experience and were unable to find a job. And that's where it goes back to my advice to college students: always network, always make sure that you're getting the experience that you need, because that's what's gonna get you further in life. They will see your degree, but they will mainly see your experience.
Yeah, and it's the relationship. I think in the networking side of it, it's so important to build a real authentic relationship. One where you sit here and you have an exchange of like what you and I have done, where
Yeah.
it's like, oh my gosh, it's probably been 2 years, but
Yeah.
it doesn't even feel like 2 years.
It's not.
Because we knew each other on a personal level, but we also knew each other on this professional level because we were investing in each other. So
Yes.
that's what I would say is, I think, the real value of
networking.
any type of networking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's more than just. Also, like, don't burn bridges. The
Oh, never.
Exactly.
people you meet, don't ever like disregard somebody just on their appearance. or,
Exactly.
you never know what that person's going to be tomorrow, or well, you never know if they're going to be your boss later or coworker. You don't know.
It's very
Yeah.
true.
And even if you did work with them,
Mhm.
then you still don't burn the bridges. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no.
Always keep in contact with
Yeah.
whoever you meet. You never know.
Yeah, 'cause you might need a recommendation.
Yes. I've used Isabella's for so many recommendations.
I hadn't even thought about networking until I came to UCF. I'm a film major, and a lot of it is about who you know.
Exactly.
You know,
Yep.
some of it, honestly,
It's
you
almost
can,
all
you can
who
get by
you know.
without skill as long as you know the right people. It's really important to
Yeah.
know the right people.
Yeah.
I would agree, and it's like what she said, because that's how it doesn't matter who I know, it's really who knows me.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the biggest thing. Okay, we need to move on?
Oh, but she's got the mic.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. So last night I was at it's called Speed Networking. And it was over at Industrious, thank you. I love the prompts. You're so subtle, and I appreciate that. And I'm serious. I'm really not sarcastic, because I think that's how people say really mean things, just so you know. So when I'm saying it, it's truly coming from a good place. So anyway, it was Speed Networking, and we met with groups of 4, and we had to come with business cards, and every 15 minutes we moved to another group of 4. So there was probably about 25 people there. There was supposed to be 43. They had about half the numbers. And last night I met 16 people, and out of those 16, I would say 10 of them are going to be somebody that will either hire me to do something as a consultant, or they're going to make a referral. And we've already connected the next day. So
Wow.
it's really important to network and to be able to just not be fearful. Just go, okay, I'm going to be coming here. I'm going to go say, hi, my name is Isabella. It's so nice to meet you. What do you do? Because
Yeah.
the best thing you can do is not have to talk, just listen and ask
Yeah.
people. Because they're going to think you're a brilliant conversationalist.
A lot
Yeah.
of things is also knowing how to sell yourself.
Exactly.
So you got only 2 minutes with the person. You got to know how to sell yourself in
Yeah.
those 2 minutes. And 3? Yeah, it's what elevator conversations, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Elevator pitches. Yeah,
Yeah.
So just know how to sell yourself immediately, and how to maintain that, like just talk on the spot.
Yeah. You have to have the confidence. You can't be shy.
Mhm.
You can't be shy. You
or at
have
least fake the confidence.
or at
you know?
least
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it.
Have you ever had an experience where you networked with someone and then they helped you further your career?
I mean, I would say my mentor. I guess that would go on another shout out for Xavier Humphrey, which he's the internship coordinator for Osceola campus at Valencia. I went to before he was a career advisor. So I needed help in my career goals, and he was able to help me with that. But then I continued coming back. And asking him for questions. Okay, how can you help me get an internship? How can you help me get more involved? How can you help me be social? Because I was not like that. When I actually first started college, I was so shy. And you can even ask my family. I always in high school, I was the one who sat in the back, just did my notes, listen.
Yeah.
But then when I started Valencia, I became part of the Valencia ambassadors. I got to know a lot of individuals in different departments. And Xavier also helped me with building that confidence. He taught me how to speak with other individuals, how to get their attention and like you said, sell myself and what I do, because I have a lot of experience, but in the beginning I didn't know how to explain it to others. When I went to an interview, I sometimes got nervous and cut a lot of my experience off, and I think that's what also did not permit me to get that job.
So it's always funny to me, and I don't know what you guys all think, all of you in the room. People go, oh, I don't want to do sales. And I go, really? How'd you get your first boyfriend or girlfriend? Really? And how did you get all of those friends that you have? And how do you think you're going to get that job? You're going in there. We are always selling ourselves, but the selling is not selling as whatever that car salesman and I don't even like to say car salesman, because I don't think that's appropriate, but whatever that definition of sales is, I think it's got fear based behind it, and or a fear of rejection, and we think that if we're selling, we're going to be rejected. Yeah, you will, because at the end of the day, not everybody's going to like us.
Yeah, but there will be the few that will.
And there will be actually many that will.
Yeah.
But there will also be people that will go, no, I don't want to hire you. Well, that's actually a blessing too, because that just means that's not where we're supposed to be. And I think that we need to just push that fear of rejection or fear of sales out of our mind and just focus on, we're here to build a relationship. And that's what sales should mean. It should be about the relationship.
I actually have a funny story, a story that goes along with it. When I was a Valencia ambassador before my position as a program specialist, one of our icebreaker activities was to put a paper on our back and then go out on campus and just talk to people, random people that we did not know.
Oh, wow.
Go in front of them and introduce ourselves, begin a conversation.
That's
so
terrifying.
yeah, I was, and it was in the beginning of my college path, so I was still at the shy moment. But I went up to this guy and I began talking to him, and it turns out that he had talked to Xavier about Isabella and about the internships at Pivot Business Consulting. And it turns out I was able to give him my experience, and I was like, yeah, like, oh, this is my name, this is my email, you can go ahead and message me, and then if you have any questions about Isabella, about the internship, I can definitely help you out with that.
That's awesome.
So that was like, wow, perfect experience, perfect networking opportunity for him and then for myself as well.
That's awesome and scary. And,
Yeah,
but also-
right? It was just like perfect moment.
we do have a comment.
So is this someone you know?
Yes, that is.
Tell her hi.
Hi, moms. That's my boyfriend's mom. We call her mom, so. Yes.
Who could write and say thanks for writing?
Hello.
Jason has it.
Yeah, so just write a little note in there where it says write comment,
Yeah.
and just say, hey, thanks for.
She can also hear us,
I
assuming.
know she
Oh, that's
I know she
awesome.
can. This is where I have to be able to, give the instructions as to what's supposed to happen.
Well, thank you for tuning
I was
in.
doing it. I logged into it, but then the Facebook page is starting to
Oh, it
play
started-
over here.
yeah.
I was
Mhm.
going, no, not what I want to do. I can't have that going on. So I have to put it on mute.
It seems like we're coming up on that time where we give a shout out to our second sponsor.
Okay, are we going to play the clip? Because I was looking for the clip, which is why I was delayed in replying before. Do you have the sound bites?
I have the sound bites, yes.
Okay,
You have
good.
it?
Go ahead. Play that music for us, though.
Okay.
Excellent, thank you.
All right, now we'd like to thank our second sponsor, Affiliate Manager. Affiliate Manager offers a complete management service that covers all aspects of developing and optimizing an affiliate program. Not only do we provide expertise, identify high potential opportunities, and execute campaigns to maximize performance, we make it a point to require minimal work from our merchant partners. You can reach them at www.affiliatemanager.com. Thank you, Affiliate Manager, for sponsoring the Intern Whisperer Live.
All right.
What's your boyfriend's name?
Fabian.
Is Fabian watching?
He's probably the one watching on there.
Yeah. Can we say hi, Phoebe?
Hi, Fabian's mom.
I put it on there, although I don't see it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right
There we go.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so, yep, back on cue with our list of questions.
Yeah.
Leaders. Who are the leaders that have influenced your life? You can give up to 3,
Okay,
and no more.
but no
Wait,
more.
No, you mentioned your dad. I don't know if you want to count him again or just.
Yeah, we know she loves her dad
Yes.
Give me-
and Xavier.
He's
And
inspirational.
Xavier.
Can be family members.
My dad is my inspiration.
There you go.
Xavier is like my mentor and my leader as well. So he's one of them. I want to say Isabella as well.
Oh,
Honestly, Isabella has been such an influence in my life because the things that she has taught me is what has helped me in my career. And like I said, everything that I learned from Intern Pursuit is what I use now as the program specialist. And even when was it? Yesterday? With the social distributions, how you had it like all organized and everything, I actually started and I was like, oh, like this is what Isabella taught me, and now I'm gonna teach it to my ambassadors because they're gonna start doing their own social media
So
distributions as
you've
well.
taught them how to do the content calendar.
Yes.
And how to put together the headline, the image, the
Yep.
post, the link, and the hashtag.
They are still in training. I still have to teach them more. I have more of the foundation of what you taught me, and then we're gonna go slowly more into detail on how to do
So
that.
I'm going to give you another one too, because certainly there's the push strategy, which is just content out. You want the pull strategy, which is part of the hashtag.
Yes.
But it requires, just as a reminder, have them go in and start liking, connecting, commenting on other content, on other people's content, to create more engagement.
more engagement. Yes.
Yeah, because you want people. What is the end goal? You want them to sign up and come to school at Valencia, right?
Yeah.
So you
or
have
any
to be able-
university.
Yeah. You want to be able to encourage that kind of conversation.
Yeah.
So to get a conversion, you have to engage in the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
That
can't be
sounds
just
great.
content out. Has to be
I'll keep that right
engagement.
over here and make sure tomorrow.
All
I'm
right.
like, this is what I learned.
You know what
Tonight
it
on
sounds
the
like
show.
to me is that you're a leader of your own right, because you're really guiding everyone else when you're doing this job.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, technically, yeah, I am their my title is program specialist, but I am their supervisor. Because, like I said, I work with their schedule. I'm always the one that they come to first. With like event plannings or anything that they have to do, I'm their first contact. But I learned how to be a leader from being a follower, from being a Valencia ambassador. That's how I learned, okay, this is how I want a leader to be. So this is how I'm going to be with my ambassadors as well. This is how I'm going to influence them the way that the former program specialist was a leader to me and how she taught me as well, which she is my third leader inspiration. Her name is Elizabeth Savion, which she was also the program specialist before me. And she was the one who taught me to be more open, more confident. She's confident herself. She's actually a personal blogger. And I think from seeing her and how she led the program is how I was able to learn how to lead the ambassadors.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
There you go.
A lot of love going out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And that's the whole purpose, right? That's my goal, is to show love to everyone around me and in society, in the community. Doesn't matter who you are, everyone's loved and everyone's like supported.
So I want to know what you think about this.
Yeah.
So to make sure that Intern Pursuit is going to be very appealing, the software is very appealing to employers. I had found an organization, somebody told me about it, actually a client, Founders for Change. And I sat and I thought about it and I went, I really like that. I looked at the site. It's a nonprofit. And it's about diversity and inclusion, which I absolutely
nice.
love.
Yes.
I do. And I sat and I thought more and I went, you know what? There should be an Employers for Change. And I couldn't find it. So I secured that domain name.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a part of the Intern Pursuit
I
platform.
love it. Yes.
So it's about Employers for Change to make sure that they're bringing that value of mentoring, of real skill teaching, but also
Yes.
reinforcement, so that the student is getting, an optimum experience. But for the employer, what matters for the employer is that they got something done. And I feel like, and you guys can tell me what you think, when you have that type of an authentic relationship, it actually makes somebody go, okay, I understand why I'm doing this and how this is impacting this and this and this, these pieces. And you feel more connected to the project, which makes you want to work harder. And I think it helps the student to be able to ramp up more quickly. Now, you guys can tell me what you think, because I'm throwing that out there to the 3 new people, but definitely you, because you're also the leader, and you're seeing how this can actually improve the people, the experience for the people you're working with.
I think the guy should answer first, so then that way,
I do
I'll
too. Guys
answer
go
last.
All right, go, Khalil.
I mean,
You've been with me the longest, so you should go.
sorry. I mean, for sure, if I share beliefs with like my employer or my
In the room, just
if I have similar beliefs and I feel that the work that is being done is something I can get with, something I can get behind, something that I agree with and I can believe in, and I'm gonna want to put a bigger amount of effort into it. Like, if I don't want to do just a mindless job that goes nowhere. I like feeling like I have a sense of purpose, and if I share that belief and that purpose, then I'm going to be more encouraged to do a better job. So for sure, I think it's just how it works.
Let's go to Jason.
Honestly, I'm the same way, but at the same time, I like to get a hold of like new tasks and new challenges, and that's just pretty much what I have to say about that. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's really putting a face on who you're working with that kind of inspires you, instead of working for like this big company up in the sky. You're working for a person, and you have a relationship with that person. And you're inspired to do good for them and for yourself.
Yeah.
It feels personal.
Yeah.
Like,
It's human.
exactly.
You want to
Yeah.
have that human relationship with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think so I wanted to go last because I didn't want to like influence another but as a former follower and as now a current leader, I think that a relationship between both a follower and a leader is so important, because both want to grow in so many ways, but it's also different, in different levels. So I think it's so important for the employer or supervisor to make sure that what they're doing is affecting their followers in a good way, Yeah, making sure that they have that connection, that one-on-one with them, and making sure that they're helping, not just, telling them what to do, but helping them do what their task is.
Right.
All right, so we're going to be wrapping up the show. This has just flown by.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to make sure I give a special shout out to Valencia College. Thank you, as always, letting us be on the East Campus here in the state-of-the-art broadcasting studio. And we love you, Q. I always say that every week. Q is the one that lets us come in here. So we have knowledgeable staff. We have a great environment to be in. So thank you so much. Everybody gets to
Thank
go
you,
around the
Q.
room and do a shout-out. Khalil?
Shout out to Abby, who stayed at home because he's
we miss you,
he's
Abby.
not feeling well.
Yeah, he's not.
And shout out to whoever is watching right now
Your
and
mom.
whoever watches later. Yeah, shout out to Mom if she does watch.
Yeah, you usually do. So if you miss a week now where you don't give a shout out to your mom, you're going to be in trouble. Yeah, so don't miss that.
Make sure you
Jason.
I want to give a shout out to my friend Colby, who just got hired with WWE, and he's someone who I trained.
Ooh.
So I feel
Ooh,
accomplished
Colby.
because someone who I trained just got a job, and I was like, oh my god, I did good.
Yes, congrats.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
I'm just going to thank my mom and dad.
You need to go back and thank your mom.
Oh, I want to thank my mom and my dad. Bessels. Wow.
Nice. Ashley, you're up.
I want to thank both my dad and my mom and my siblings as well, but then also my boyfriend and then any colleague and friends that have helped me in every
Yeah,
way
you've
possible.
name dropped a lot this evening, so we know you.
I know, there's so many of them.
Yeah,
I
there
can
are a
continue.
lot.
There is a long list.
All right, and so my special shout out goes to all of the Intern Pursuit team, those that are in the room, those that were here before, those that are not even in the room or, on campus. But thank you to every single person that's a part of Pivot and Intern Pursuit. And I also want to give a special shout out to Katrina. I hope she feels better soon because she's not feeling well too. All right, so you want to take us out? We need to go to the music.
All
There
right.
you go.
Yeah.